All right, everybody, we're live right here in downtown Houston, and it was 163 years ago when the Allen brothers came here and discovered Houston, and they decided to put the sign right here in the back of me, and we're on the corner of Louisiana and Franklin. Now, 163 years ago, right here and behind me is the Buffalo Bayou, and over there is Allen Landing, where they landed at, and also Mr. Augustus Allen family had already purchased 6,000 acres of land here in Houston. And at the same time in 1936, this was not part of the United States. This was part of Mexico. That's why we're doing this video, because y'all showed me y'all love this history and y'all got me involved in this history. And I'm loving it. And when the Allen brothers purchased this, the biggest part was over there off of Harrisburg. Houston was not the first city to come close to the Gulf Coast. The first city, of course, is Harrisburg. And Harrisburg, Houston annexed Harrisburg in 1926. We're gonna get into that. But right now, I promise you that we're gonna go through these wards, because Houston was divided up into 6 wards in 1865. It was divided up into 6 wards, and we're gonna go through each one of them wards to show you where these wards at, because sometimes you pass through that, you never knew these was the wards. And by the way, they're getting rid of most of the wards and going into districts, but we'll get off into that later. Right now, we're gonna go through all the wards, which is 6 wards, and gonna show you the major streets in each one of them wards, and you'll be able to relate to it. So I enjoy y'all looking at these videos. I enjoy making them, and most of all, this is the city that you live in, and you're supposed to always know where you're supposed to live at. The history is part of something that I think everybody wants to know. And this is what I want to do, is bring you the history on YouTube and Facebook. Thank y'all so much for showing me so much y'all to participate in this history that we're doing here in Houston, Texas, because this is our home, y'all. And I love Houston, Texas. And they say, why are you doing this? Because I was born and raised here. I have watched this city grow just like I watch my kids grow. I have watched this city grow just like I watch myself grow. So this city means a lot to me. And the most thing I can do is document it, all the good blessings that God have gave me in this city of Houston, Texas, that I love so much. Downtown, we're going into First Ward. Okay, we're going down. This street is Franklin. Franklin Street eventually turns in to Washington Avenue when you get up here to Houston Avenue. As we go under this underpass in this track, we are officially into First Ward. And everybody, let me welcome you in to First Ward, Houston, Texas. And we're gonna turn down Crockett. We are in First Ward, Houston, Texas. We're going down Crockett, which is one of the major streets here in First Ward. Welcome to First Ward. As you can see, all of these high rises now, they are building up downtown area. All the ward areas are being re-renovated. And all these are old houses in First Ward. These are old houses. These houses been here, man, since I don't know when. I would say probably in the 1900s. Because they came out here in First Ward in 1837. That's when they started dividing Houston up into wards, after the Allen brothers had found Houston. We're going right on down here. We're going to hit a street called Center. Center Street is another pretty busy street here in First Ward. Now, one thing about here in First Ward, it connects in to 6th Ward, but 6th Ward didn't get started until about 26 years later. 6th Ward didn't come in until 1865. First, right here is still 6th Ward. Okay, now when we cross over this railroad track, we will be in the oldest part of Houston, which is called Heights. And the Heights is part of Houston, just like the Allen brothers are part of Houston. Just like I'm part of Houston. I'm gonna say it because I watched this city grow, just like I watched my kids grow, just like I watched myself grow. Okay, Washington Avenue, this used to be dry back in the day. When I say dry, they didn't want to sell no liquor back up in here. And the funny part about it, some of the older people said it would be over my dead body, and they was right.
because they have passed away, and these young people are drinking like fishes over here. So I figured I want to just throw that in for the GP. Now let's go back and see 2nd Ward and 3rd Ward. This is all right. We on Texas, and what Texas is, the reason why we on Texas, because this is where you leave Houston, and you go into Harrisburg, Texas, and we will show you how you leave out of Houston, because Harrisburg, Texas was here way before Houston was here. Harrisburg, Texas was discovered in 1825. The Allen brothers didn't come to Houston to discover Houston until 1836. And when the Allen brothers first came down here, they wanted to buy Harrisburg, Texas, but they couldn't buy Harrisburg, Texas, because they couldn't find, the owner had already died, which was John Richardson Harris, and they didn't have any paperwork on the town, which was called Harrisburg, Texas. And believe it or not, Harrisburg used to be the capital for Texas before Austin got to be capital. It's a little history you might not knew. And right there, of course, is Minute Maid Park. It used to be the train station here. And we're getting ready to leave out of Houston and go into Harrisburg. But we won't go directly into Harrisburg. We'll pick it up later, because I promise you, we're going into 2nd Ward. And right now, we're going down Texas Avenue, which eventually turns into Harrisburg once you cross Dowling Street, which is now Emancipation. What we're doing now is 2nd Ward is out, and right up in here is part of Harrisburg. And remember, Harrisburg used to be the city called Harrisburg, Texas. And Harrisburg, Texas was here before Houston, Texas was here. And at the same time, that happened in 1825, and this was still part of Mexico. It wasn't part of the United States. It was part of Mexico. In fact, when the Allen brothers bought Houston in 1836, it was still part of Mexico. It didn't get its independence until 1845. In case somebody wanted to know. And somebody asked me, man, how do you know all this goddamn history? You didn't even go to class. I don't even remember you taking history. God is good, that's all I can tell you. God is awesome. Yeah, I know people say, how in the hell Booley know all of this? And that guy didn't even go to class. I don't even remember even taking no history class. If he did, he didn't go in there. Yeah, for some of y'all I did do. But y'all right, I didn't go in there because that was Miss Henry. She was sweet. She gonna pass me anyway because I knew her husband, Mr. Forrest Henry. So it was all good. But God is good, that's all I got to say. We're leaving downtown. We're going to this bridge here. We're gonna be on, this is Franklin. When we go under this bridge on Franklin here, we're gonna be in 2nd Ward. And some of the busy streets out there in 2nd Ward would be Canal Street. We're gonna hook her right on Canal Street here, up here on the corner here. This is 2nd Ward, everybody, in case a lot of people don't know. 2nd Ward runs in the 3rd Ward, and we're gonna hit 3rd Ward from 2nd Ward. Okay, how about that? Okay, we're gonna go down Canal Street. Okay. Most of this in 2nd Ward was a lot of Hispanics. Stayed here in 2nd Ward down on Canal Street. And we're going up to Navigation, all back up in there. And when you go up there by Navigation, remember that used to be Harrisburg, Texas now, before they annexed it. But right now, this is all part of 2nd Ward that the Allen family and them had came up with in 1837. They had 4 wards. And 10 years later, they built the Negro General Hospital in 1926. And as you can see, they're tearing it down, but they're going to leave the original structure, which is the side on Holman that you're looking at. This is the original structure. And then they're going to also leave the structure over there on Elgin, which is the original structure. The only thing they tore down was the part when they added on Riverside Hospital in 1971. The rest of it, at least in 1964. The rest of it is going to be, and they're going to use this. Harris County own this property, so it won't be no high rises here. Harris County own the property here, where the Negro General Hospital, our first black hospital here in Houston, was in 3rd Ward, and that's what it was. Negro General Hospital, 1926. Now we're going down Cullen here because We crossed I-45 down Cullen, and I'll show you where Cullen was turned into Lockwood. Welcome to Fifth Ward, Houston Historic Community. Fifth Ward was established in 1865, and the city of Houston and the Allen brothers discovered Houston in 1836. So it was 29 years later, they added on Fifth Ward along with Sixth Ward. And there is the Wall of Fame, and all the famous people in the Wall of Fame. Mr. E.O. Smith, you got Lightning Hopkins, Barbara Jordan, Mickey Leland, George Foreman, the whole list of people. All right, we at St. Elizabeth Hospital out here on Lyons Avenue. St. Elizabeth Hospital, it was for blacks only because the Catholic people had two hospitals, one for blacks and one for whites. And St. Elizabeth was where 80 to 90% of the blacks that was born in the 30s and the 40s, even in the 50s, was born out here at St. Elizabeth Hospital. Now the white had St. Joseph Hospital. They did not accept black patients at St. Joseph Hospital until 1968. If you were black and you wanted to go to a Catholic hospital, you had to come right here to St. Elizabeth. We're right here on the corner of Jensen and Lyons Avenue. And over there used to be the Bloody Fifth. As you can see, it's all tore down now. Thank goodness we already videoed this on Remember the Nickel. There's over 20,000 people have looked at that video. But all this used to be the Bloody Fifth. Pearl Harbor is what they used to call it. And as you going down Pearl Harbor, we're running right on in to downtown, and you can see downtown from here. Alrighty, we're welcoming the Fourth Ward. You can tell how small and narrow the streets are. And those bricks that you see down there was laid down by slaves, and they call this Freedom Town. And this is Fourth Ward, which is on the backside of Third Ward in downtown Houston. Okay, and all of this, we're getting ready to go to one of the main drag strips that's in Fourth Ward back in the day. It is called West Dallas. And we're going to go down West Dallas, and then we're going to come back down Webster Street and go back into Third Ward, and that'll end the tour. But this is West Dallas. All up in here was Freedom Town. This is when blacks first started coming in from the slave ships out there in Galveston. This is where they camped. Cleveland here. Cleveland is a very popular street. This is what Gregory Elementary School was, which was the first black school that they had in Houston. Here it is right here, and as you can see, it's called the African American Library, and that's it right there. That was Gregory Elementary School, which was the first